Hey, it's Dave Wyman from Wyman and Bob. Time for Football 101. Not looking forward to this one. We're going to show a run play. The Ravens ran for almost 300 yards. The Seahawks defense against the run this week went from number 8, 97 yards, to number 21. That's what happens when you give up 300 yards. They're ranked 21st against the run. So offense couldn't get it going either. Obviously, lots to talk about with Geno, but they lose 37-3, give up over 500 yards, only got just over 150 yardage-wise. Time of possession, obviously, way off. So just a bad game. To me, I think they need to get much more physical. And we're going to look at a 60-yard run here by Mitchell. And it's pretty basic. I mean, you look at some of the things that go on and just awareness and things like that. I get missing tackles is sometimes, you're flying around too hard, but there's been way too much of that lately. So let's take a look. Sorry, it's a negative Football 101 today, but first thing we're going to look at is a play where they're just going to run a little toss here. So, it's just a little pitch here to the running back. And you see that Darrell Taylor and he actually had some really good run plays early in the game where he's really physical and sound. But on this one, it's just a lack of awareness, really, is what it is. And you'll see what I'm talking about here when we go to the next one. So what they do is, this is actually a tight end his name was Likely, I believe, last name. Not a huge guy, but when he motions in, you've got to be thinking, if you're Darrell Taylor, you've got to be thinking that this guy's going to seal me off. And he's not thinking that at all. So we'll look at the next screen, but that's just a matter of awareness. I'd say Darrell Taylor is a much better pass rusher than he is playing against the run. So this is the effect of not being aware of the block there. I don't think he saw him till the very end. And then the other thing is, you can see Darrell Taylor's hips are turned sideways, and this guy's are turned sideways. And as an offensive player, that's what you want to do. So just wasn't ready for that there. And right now, I mean, other than you look at where Jamal Adams is, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to, and he's taken on a big guy, big offensive lineman. But you can see that Trey Brown, this is setting up to not be a good thing here. He's a little bit too far outside. And here we go. Now, we're going to look at Bobby on the backside here. I'm not sure what he's doing. This is a full flow type of play, where you want to run over the top of this guy. I think it makes it tough on Quandre Diggs when there's this big of a gap. You've got to squeeze that down for your safety. But really what we're looking at here mostly is Trey Brown. He's just in a bad position right there, and we'll see that it's not going to help him make a tackle. So here we go with Trey Brown, and this is what's called an arm tackle. You can see his arm there reaching across. You want to get your head on this side rather than the back side. And I know a lot of people talk about the safe tackle and how you got to take your head out of it. If you don't get your head across and hit his head, he's not going down. And Trey finds that out. So, and look, Trey Brown has been fantastic. I love that kid. He's made so many big plays, but he was just out of position in the very beginning. I have no problem with what Jamal's doing. He's turning it back inside. But I would say on this play, if you go back and look at it, if you're looking for everybody on the defense to run as fast as they can, as hard as they can, hustle, you're probably not going to see it. So that's something that is a huge part of it. Aside from all this technique stuff, it's hustle and hit. It's a game of violence. So anyway, this one, it's looking like, hey, we could probably make a tackle for somewhere between 5 and 10 yards, but it doesn't work out that way. So this is what you see Trey Brown, because he's in a bad position, he falls off, and and you see Jordan Brooks is getting blocked here. He's out in open space just trying to make a pile. This is what I used to teach my high school kids, that you never run under a block. Okay, so the running back is going this way and that way, right? So why would you, as a linebacker, want to go this way and that way? That doesn't make any sense. So, and sometimes you can run under a block, and it's useful, but if Bobby had come over the top, maybe this is a 40-yard gain instead of a 60, but he's just trying to avoid the contact there. And I get it, you don't want to hit the guard if you don't have to, but lots of times you have to. So yeah, just running under blocks is something that I used to teach my high school kids about, and I know you can do it in the NFL, and some people make a living of it, but it's not sound. So that's another thing that happens, is just as far as backside pursuit. By the way, that play, not Bobby's fault. It's just that it's just a coaching point that that you just can't continually run under blocks. Now you look at Devin Witherspoon, and he's a rookie, is what he is. He's a little out of control. And so you're going to see him, he's flying towards the ball. I appreciate that, but he needs to kind of choke it down at the end there and try to make a tackle. So he goes flying around, missed tackle there. So that's what, 2 missed tackles. And that was the one thing that annoyed me probably the most, other than we got our tails whooped at the line of scrimmage, is that the tackling has been really bad lately. So it's something I guarantee you Clint Hurt is absolutely working on that this week, and it's something that if you're not going to break down and make proper tackles, you're not going to play. Guys need to get benched. Really, that's kind of what needs to happen with the missed tackles. And here we go. This would be missed tackle number 3. This is Reek Woolen, also a little bit out of control. So he's going to end up flying by him, and the guy cuts back inside. So yeah, out in the open field, it's just a lack of discipline. And then, I think this week probably they're going to be circling these guys, everybody, and saying, okay, are we running as hard as we possibly can? Because you've got to hustle, and there's a lot of guys, we like to call it on our show, yogging, the soft J. But look, I've been a part of it. It's just an awareness thing. I don't think these guys are lazy. I just think that it's something that you need to, hey, we're going to hustle and hit every single play. And then finally, this ends up, look at all the guys in the path here. Reek Woolen, who ran underneath and comes back, he's actually going to make the tackle right here, and that's it. But yeah, it's just you talk about team defense and how you think it's one guy. Often it's like this. There's 3 or 4 different things that go wrong. A lot of times it's just one guy not doing his job. But on this day, this play sort of encapsulated what the game was all about. They just were not themselves, not hustling and hitting on defense. Offense, not able to move the ball, especially on 1st and 2nd down, 1 for 12 on 3rd down. So this is a discouraging game. Hopefully this game against the Washington Commanders will be a turnaround game for them, and you'll see a lot more hustling and better tackling.